Hi, I'm Elias Perez, and this is Cody Patterson, a former Granada student who I'm interviewing for the Beyond High School segment for the Rotary.
Hi.
So, Cody, what is your career?
My career is self-employed window washer. I also do other things on the side, like gutter cleaning, put up Christmas lights, and also fix computers.
Great. So, what do you hope to do with your career? Are you comfortable with it, or do you just want to expand further? What is your aspirations?
Well, right now I'm sort of just focused on just keeping my business going, making sure I have enough work every day, and having enough money to go on vacation every year. I like to go on vacation every year, so my immediate goal is just make enough money to go travel around for a few months and then come back and wash windows for a few more months and keep on doing the same thing.
So, in making a business, what kind of problems would you have to overcome?
At the very beginning, I would say not enough customers. Definitely a lack of steady work. That was the only thing. There's no guaranteed paycheck when you have your own business. So that was definitely a sort of a frustrating first couple of years. But other than that, I mean, that was really the only thing. I mean, just inconsistent cash flow, and it's not, sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's not so good. But I mean, if you can kind of get through the initial sort of hill and climb over that, after that it's a lot easier. Once you're established, it's much easier to continue going than it is to initially get started and get it rolling.
So did you take any college classes that helped you become what you
No,
are?
actually I didn't. I never went to college. I just did high school. I graduated from high school in 2001 from here in Granada, and then after that I sort of decided to take some time off. I ended up getting a job. Actually, it was a really well-paying job. That was the one that taught me, everything I know today. And I just kind of stuck with it for a while. And I saved my money, and I just never really decided to go back to college after that. I feel like I didn't really need it. I was at a point where I was in my second year of business. I was actually doing pretty well, and I was actually making more than some of my friends that had gone to college, and so I decided I didn't really need to do it, so I didn't. I just kind of read things online, tried to give myself some education, help myself, to progress in my business, and talk to other business owners, just trying to make sure that I could do everything I needed to do in the business, myself. And college really wasn't that route for me. So.
Okay. So as for high school, did you ever have an idea of what you were going to do, or did this just kind of happen?
No idea. I would not. If you would have asked me when I was in high school, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Definitely would not have told you having my window cleaning business. I just wouldn't have seen that. It was sort of a fluke, actually. When I graduated, one of my family friends, he contacted me and said, "Hey, I need help at my job. Do you want to come help me out?" And then that just sort of became, he taught me, and he was like, do you want to just keep going? And then it was just like every year it was just more and more work, and so it sort of fell into it. I didn't really expect to be doing it. I think I didn't really have a plan. Coming out of high school, I definitely, It was just sort of like, I probably go to college, and mainly because my parents were pushing. They were like, well, you need to go to college and stuff, or join the army, or do something, besides stay home or whatever. So I just was like, well, I'm going to get a job. And then I've just been working ever since, pretty much.
So speaking of your job, what do you do in a typical day?
Today, actually, I have two guys that work with me, and today they're out working right now while I'm doing this interview. So I've gotten to the point now where I'm actually just answering phone calls and doing scheduling, and then I have two of my friends that help me to finish the work over the day. So they just call me when the day is done and give me the checks, and it's basically just scheduling. It depends on what the day is, but every day is a little different since we're at a different customer's house. But someone would call me up and say, I've got dirty windows. I would look up their house on Google Maps, give them an estimate for their price. If they like the price, then I would schedule an appointment. We get there and spend a few hours doing the work for them, and then we get paid and go do the next one. Anywhere from 1 to 3 jobs a day usually. So, and we're working about 7 days a week right now.
If a high school student wanted to be in your position or your field of work, how would they come to that? Like, what would you recommend for them to do?
Well, it depends on what they want to do. I mean, I never recommend getting into a job that you don't want to do, because I know too many of my friends that hate what they do and they're miserable, and it's just, if you don't like what you're doing, at least on some level, then you're just not going to do well at your job. So I never recommend doing a job you don't want to do. I mean, my personal recommendation would be find some type of hobby that you like to do and try and turn that into your business, because you already have a like for it and something that you enjoy to do, and see if you can make money off that. If you can't, if it's something that you feel like you can't monetize, then at least find a job you don't mind doing. At least find something that you can just you can do it every day, and you don't have to love it, but at least don't hate it. And I would say, just if you wanted to do your own business, I mean, my best recommendation is just to go out there and start it. Find out your local Chamber of Commerce. I learned a lot of information from Livermore Chamber of Commerce, and that was just going in and speaking with people, asking questions. What are my first steps towards starting a business? What do I do after that? How can I get more customers? I mean, I spoke with a lot of different people down there, and they gave me some really good information about what you can do to get started. So I definitely would recommend checking out your local chamber, and it's free actually, just to go in and talk to someone. They don't charge you anything for that. There's no cost for that. It would cost to be a member if you wanted to be a member, but if you just want to go in and talk to someone and ask them, especially like a young person, I always found a lot of people, especially established business people, actually wanted to take the time to show you, because they're like, oh, here's a young person that's trying to take initiative to do something for himself, and I know the answer, so I'll share that knowledge with them and try and teach them something. So I find if you want to learn, people will teach you, and if you don't know where to start, my best advice is find someone that's in a similar field, or maybe even a completely unrelated field, but is their own business person, and go pick their brain for 30 minutes.
That. All right. Thank you, Cody, for coming out here and letting us interview you.
No problem. Thank you for interviewing me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
All right. Hopefully I see you guys in 10 years.
Yeah.